Hey, I'm Christopher, but you can call me Crispy. Have you ever wondered why people bother to even use Linux in the first place? Well, I've been doing it for over a decade, and I'm going to share with you 7 things that I've learned in that time. So buckle up and let's get into it. Number 1. Linux doesn't have to look bad. Linux is a modular system. You can plug in things called window managers or desktop managers, and you can completely change the way your desktop environment looks. And you can customize it on a level that's not even possible in most operating systems. People refer to this as writing, and you can do some seriously nice stuff. Number 2, the terminal is a place of power. Some people look at the terminal and they are very intimidated. But in reality, what Linux does is just pops the bonnet and lets you look at the engine driving the system. And if that doesn't scare you away, you'll realize that it's one of the leanest and meanest machines running software today. The nice thing about this is you're encouraged to fix things yourself, which is super empowering. That being said, you can break things really bad. And from fixing it, you'll learn a whole lot. If all else fails, you can reinstall your system, really think about the problem, and learn on a deeper level. And that is going to empower you more than you understand. Number 3, how to compile software from source. Linux is free and open source. That's what makes it so great. If people see something that could be better in Linux, they can just contribute to the project, and you have tons and tons of people with passion adding to this thing and making it amazing. That being said, when you first start compiling software from source, you might think, I'm going to break my computer doing this. And it could feel like that at first, but you could also feel really cool when you start doing it at first. And seeing how this process actually works could be quite intriguing. But also when you learn things on this level and you start playing with compiling software from source, you'll start really understanding what's required when it comes to building software in general. And if you're in a tech career, that is going to be a huge unlock for you. Number 4, sometimes the easy path is not what's best for you. Other systems abstract a lot away from the end user, trying to protect them from their own mistakes. But a system protecting you from your own mistakes puts you in a position of weakness. We need to fail to learn. That's the only way we'll learn. And sometimes it might feel hard at first, failing to get something right, and you wish it would just work. But what you need to realize is that Linux is like the stairs, where other systems are like the elevator. But the person who takes the stairs never gets stuck in the elevator. Number 5, you can always find a way to work smarter and faster. Linux opens you up to a world of automation, scripting, and keyboard shortcuts, which means fast. Window managers, multiplexers, terminals, and shells can all make your life significantly easier. It gives you great power at your fingertips to add value through automation and turn hours or days into minutes. Number 6, the mouse is very inefficient. That might sound eccentric or stupid to you, but it's true. I only found it out myself after a long period of time using Linux. I used to use KDE, and I thought it was significantly better looking than all of the tiling window managers I got introduced to by my colleagues, so I just turned it straight down. After some time passed, I got curious about tiling window managers and why so many people liked using them. I discovered one called Sway, which is pretty nice looking and probably helped curb my bias towards having a really nice looking desktop that's also functional. When I started playing with this, I started really seeing the value add. You can control every single window and every workspace or every monitor with your keyboard, and I realized that every time you switch to using the mouse, you're switching context and you're getting out of the zone. The magic is always happening on the keyboard. You don't write anything with the mouse. So every time you switch to it, you're getting out of the zone. Once I realized that, I have to use keyboard shortcuts for absolutely everything now. Number 7. Great things were birthed from Linux. Linux itself? What about Git? Linus, the legend that he is, after losing access to a proprietary tool called BitKeeper, said, I'm just going to write my own version control system, which he famously did in 10 days and called it Git. So whether you like it or not, Git is something that came from Linux, and pretty much everybody uses that today. Linux namespaces birthed the concept of containers. Without Linux namespaces, there wouldn't have been containers in the first place. They create the isolation that makes containers happen. Containers birthed Kubernetes, and Kubernetes started bringing up some of these fundamental thoughts that evolved into what we call today cloud. So all of these things, in my mind, came from Linux. And through learning Linux and having a Linux mindset, it's been significantly easier for myself to understand cloud. I wonder if people look at Linux people and they're like, I wonder if that person just likes to suffer or something. Why don't they just use Windows or Mac OS and make their life a lot easier? Well, in reality, I actually use all of those operating systems and I can change between them. But I hope this has given you insight as to why I use Linux and the 7 things that I've learned in that time period. Obviously, this isn't everything I've learned. We don't have enough time for that. But I really hope that you got value out of that. And I'd be really, really interested in hearing what you learned from Linux and what value you felt it gave you. If you enjoyed this, you can like, comment, and subscribe. And if you don't want to miss more of my videos in the future, you can hit that bell icon. And you should see in the next few moments another one of my videos pop up over here.